Luckily, I've sort of, I suppose, historical investment in this area. My parents, well, on my mother's side, were from here. They grew up just over there, so I had sort of quite a lot of inside knowledge about the area before I even started. And also historically, contractors delivered work in Moston before. We see it as it's one of the most disadvantaged areas in the city. We much rather engage with North Manchester than South Manchester. We feel that North Manchester's got a lot more. There's a lot more opportunities in the south of the city than in the north of the city. So we like to come out here and try and do some work. We did a project in 2008 called the DNA Project, and we took over what is now a funeral parlour or a funeral home. It was an old disused co-op. We took it over for 3 weeks in the summer of 2008, and we put on music workshops, drama workshops, graffiti workshops. We had a bike shop outside. A friend of mine, Danny, fixed young people's bikes because that was the niche in. It's like, we'll fix your bikes, so while you're waiting for your bike to be fixed, come and do a little bit of music, come and do a little bit of drama, come and do a little bit of graffiti or something. And we took over the space for weeks, and it was great. It was really, it was a great project to be involved with. So when we got the money for the Gilbenkian, we were like, right, let's go back to Moston and let's see what we can do. I don't know. I genuinely, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I feel the nuts and bolts of Manchester within this community. There's the old mining community there. We've got FC United starting up here, which is an independent football club, which just started after the Glaziers took over Manchester United, and there was a huge sort of disengagement by the local football communities. They just saw money getting pumped into their local club, and it wasn't getting put back into the community. So FC United was born, and now they have their own football stadium very soon. It's looking great. It's looking great, and that's going to bring so much to the area. They have 5,000 plus supporters each week coming to their games, which is obviously going to do a great deal for the miners over there. Lots of trade for them. I think it's going to bring a lot of money into the area, and also a lot of attention, which is great. We do the recruitment and the outreach for the agency in the summertime. So obviously summertime parks are very important. Broadhurst Park is probably the most accessed park in the area as far as I can tell from my experience in the area. And also last summer when we were recruiting for this year's cohort, the recruiters were last year's cohort, so they identified the areas for me because they're local people. They grew up around here, so they said Broadhurst Park's where you go. And yeah, we met a great deal of young people at Broadhurst Park, young mothers or people or grandmothers who knew younger people. It was just a really good tool. It was a really good spot, and also because it's so close to where we work, we can automatically and easily direct people to it. We've had to take this model from Brazil, translate it, understand it, and deliver it, and put it into our own context of what are the differences between the favelas and urban contexts in England. Obviously, there are huge amounts of differences, but there are some similarities. And what we found is that the process really works. There's something quite universal about the methodology and about the steps that young people take towards, or anybody takes really, towards an entrepreneurial scheme or towards a project that's going to make a difference in the community. It's similar steps that you go through. It's a similar thought process that you allow yourself to take upon, regardless of the context in which you're delivering. So that's what I've really discovered, is that the methodology is extremely robust, and it really fits itself into a lot of different projects and really works for everything that we put it to. We're still testing it and we're still figuring it out. But I think, going back to what I think is interesting, that we've grown with the miners in terms of our confidence with the work, and then the miners' confidence in being an art space and a community space that runs itself professionally and properly. And we're sort of growing together and it's been really nice. It's been really nice because. So obviously Faustini came over in June 2013. He came over the very first week of June 2013. He came over for a few days with a translator, and he ran the process with us. The way that he ran the training session was as if we were doing the process ourselves. which at the time we found extremely frustrating, like beyond, like, to a point where we just like, Faustini, just tell us what it is, just tell us what we need to do and we'll do it. And he was like, no. And it wasn't until I think maybe halfway through the first cycle we all began to realise why he'd done that, and that if he'd simply just told us what to do, then we wouldn't have embraced the process as our own, and being so fearful of it that we felt we needed to put our own spin on it to control it in some way. So allowing us to do that made the process become our own, and then we delivered it as if it was our own process. But we had to trust it, and he did. And at first, I didn't understand why he did that, and the more and more I work with the process, I understand why he did that. And then when we went to train this cohort, so we went to train Kate and Reese, we did the same thing. Yeah, we took them through the process in 3 days, as if they were the young people, and they got really frustrated. And that's right. The frustration is really key to this process. We use it to thrive. We say that in the process. Use your frustration to thrive. If you're ever so stuck, you just get so angry at it. Use that energy to push through to the next thing. Because the process very much lends itself to, I think I might have said this before, it lends to clown and bouffon training. So when you're doing clown and bouffon, do you know this?
Yeah, great.
When you do clown and bouffon, you throw out a million ideas. You keep on thinking of stupid ideas. Doesn't matter what, I want to make grass dogs and crazy fish and things. And then eventually you'll surprise yourself with an idea that you wouldn't have come up with hadn't you just been vibing for the last 10 minutes and riffing on the same things. And we do these techniques with the agency. We keep on coming out with ideas until we find the one that works, and we go, brilliant, right, let's put that away. Let's keep on going. And it helps not just build the idea, but helps the young people expand their understanding of what it is that they're going to deliver. And it really questions us as practitioners, because it's non-creative outcomes with creative processes. So we're doing a creative process, but usually we do a creative process to get a creative outcome, but not necessarily we're looking for a creative outcome this time.
So how have you found that as a person who's used to having a creative outcome?
It's been really difficult and really different. With Contact, with all of our projects, we're so used to everybody winning. Everybody wins, everybody has a good outcome. And with this project, not everybody wins. There's a cut-off point, and there's a competition involved, and there's £6,000 up for grabs, £2,000 each. So, like this year, we had 9 projects go to the panel, and only 3 go through. So there always is that, we have to let these people down now. We've built them up so high, and there's bits of aftercare we can do, but essentially at the end of the day, that's the end of their engagement with the agency in that idea. Obviously, as you know, they can join other ideas and they can bolster up other ideas, but that's that one point where they have to turn around and go, I wasn't successful, and embrace that. Arts can be about empowerment. It can be about social progression. It can be about personal change. It doesn't have to be about creating art. You can use the processes of art to help young people change things for themselves and really make their own opportunities and push themselves further than they'd wanted to go previously. And that whole being lectured, writing things down, taking in facts and figures, it doesn't work for everybody. That's not the sort of education or engagement that works for everybody. It certainly didn't work for me. So it's offering a new way of education. And I think eventually we're going to, as a society, have to stand up and go, that way of learning does not work for everybody. That's why we have young people who are excluded. And it's not because they're bad kids or they don't want to engage, it's just they're not being engaged and that doesn't work for them. And I think it's idealistic to think that this one scheme of working works for everybody. It's like it's painting a massive brush across everybody and go, oh yeah, you all learn like that, when not everybody else learns like that. So I think, and it's not just the agency that does that, there's plenty of other arts projects and other people have done this in the past, but the agency is, I think, different in that it's so arts, and it is run by an arts organisation, and it has to be run by an arts organisation because the arts organisation understands the process. It's a creative process. It's not about facts. It's not about figures. It's not about jumping through the same hoops that everybody else has to jump through. It's about finding your own way and your own path, and that doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to university or you have to get a certain degree or you have to, know certain things to make money in this world. And you don't have to work for people in an organisation. You can just go do your own thing and be a freelancer, and that's fine. Because it comes down from Faustini originally said, when you're engaging for the project, I want the people who are the best people for the project, the people who are really going to succeed, but I also want the people who don't want to be there, and I want the people who aren't going to engage, and the people who have already dropped out of school or they're not looking to engage, and you almost force them to come, and then that's why we have the money, the incentive. We go, I'll tell you what, yeah, you come, I give you 20 quid to come on the Saturday. You don't like it, cool, you got 20 quid. What are you going to do about it? But you've come, and then then it's our job to engage them and turn it around for them and show them it's not school and it's fine, and we're not teachers, and it is that relaxed, and we don't have to have those formalities to have a learning environment. Up and stuff, we can open the laptops, we can put some music on, and we can draw stuff, and you can tell me your idea through pictures if you want, or you can tell me your idea through just telling me. You don't need to write it in a formatted essay with the right language and the right grammar and stuff. It doesn't need to be all that. That stuff can come later, or you can just hire somebody to do that for you at a later date. That's not a problem. That's fine, because we're looking to, it's about the people with ideas. I look for everybody, and I will speak to anybody and everybody, even if they're blatantly too old for the project. They might know somebody who's of the right age, or their brother or sister might be interested, or speak to old people because their grandchildren might be interested. And also, it's not just about speaking to people to get them to be engaged in the process or to be a participant. It's about just letting people know about the work, because the more people who know about the agency and know about the project and recognise, I suppose, the brand, as it were, but recognise the sign of the agency, and so when they see that getting posted around, they go, I recognise this, I know where it comes from. There's a certain trust with it already, because when we first came into the area, it's difficult. We're not from Contacts on Oxford Road, where it's like 7 miles from there. We're not in the territory, so we haven't got a continuous presence here. So when we first came, we had to convince people we weren't the council, we weren't religion, we weren't trying to sell them things, it wasn't going to cost them anything. And one of the biggest questions I was asked, or one of the biggest things that came to me as soon as I finished my pitch, as it were, was, right, well, what do you get out of it? How much is it going to cost me? Why? And that simple battle of just going, it's my job, and I really like doing it, and it's dead good. Do you want to just, come on, I'm not being made, it doesn't cost you anything, there's no hidden costs. It's not like, you do 3 sessions and it costs you 20 quid a session. We don't loop you in like that. It's not like, you do the first 12 weeks, but if you really want to go forward, you have to give us 500 quid to get to the next room or whatever. It's not about that. It's a genuinely free engagement. All we want is your time and your effort and your energy.